Hey guys, it's Noli with the Gaijin Golfer, where we take a look at Japanese golf products from a Western point of view. And if you're new here to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. If you enjoy what you're seeing here, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the future videos. Today we're taking a look at the Zexio 11 driver. Now, I did do a review on the Zexio 11 irons, and if you missed that video, I'll go ahead and put a link to it right up here. And also, if you're not familiar with who Zexio is as a brand, I did do a Discover Series video on them as well, explaining them in depth, and I'll put another link for that right up here. But here's a quick synopsis of who they are if you don't know who the brand is already. First and foremost, they are the #1 selling brand in Japan and have been for the last 20 years. They cater the majority of their equipment towards individuals who have a slow to moderate swing speed, so something around the 90 mile per hour mark for a driver swing speed. They are part of the Srixon Cleveland family of golf products. And last but not least, they have been trying to make a push into the Western market over the last several years, picking up Ernie Els and Mark Crossfield as brand ambassadors to help that push. All right, let's jump right into it. I'm going to judge this club based on 5 different categories. First is looks, then sound, then technology, then performance, and then price. Let's start off with looks. Now, the Zexio 11 driver is a very simple looking club, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. In fact, I think golf manufacturers have kind of gone a little bit overboard with some of the turbulators and the crazy colors and a whole bunch of sliding weights all over the place. Zexio does none of that. In fact, the top of the club is just a very simple navy or dark blue with an iridescent alignment aid, which does just enough to add a little bit of splash on top. And then you flip it underneath and you've got a very simple and clean geometric design on the bottom. There is a removable weight, but when I got the club, I didn't have a tool to remove it or anything. And also on the site, it doesn't look like there are any other weights available, so it looks like that's probably just aesthetic. Aside from that, nothing crazy. Very clean, like I mentioned, very simple. I really like how Zexio kept this clean, neat, and simple. Next, we move on to sound. Now, the sound of this club when you make contact is on the higher end of the spectrum, more of a pingy, tinny kind of sound. But it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too piercing or anything like that. It sounded very solid at impact. But if you are somebody who likes a deeper or more of a thud kind of a sound when you hit your driver, then keep that in mind if this is a club that you're going to take a look at. All right, now let's talk technology. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Zexio does cater the majority of their clubs for individuals who are struggling with swing speed and distance. So these clubs are literally chock full of technology to assist with that. For example, in the grip end of the club, there is a weight to assist with counterbalancing your swing so that your hands are in the proper place to maximize power, square up the club face at impact, to help with consistency. The driver shaft itself is probably one of the lightest driver shafts that you'll ever see. And then the club head has technology in the face and also within the body of the driver head to assist with forgiveness, with launch angle, and with ball speed. So there's a ton of technology all throughout that will assist you if you are struggling with distance and with swing speed. Next up, let's talk performance. So I took this club to the range to get used to it, and unfortunately, the launch monitor at the range I went to was unavailable, so I had to eyeball everything. But the very first thing I noticed with this club was that the ball flight was quite high, much higher than my regular driver. The other thing that I noticed was that it looked, at least, like the ball was flying further than my driver, noticeably further. I verified this the very next day on the course when I was out driving guys 15 to, in some cases, 30 yards. Now, the guys that I play with normally, we're in about the same range, about 260, 275, and they were getting through their drivers just fine. I was just getting that much more distance with the Zexio 11 driver. I will say this too, after putting my regular driver back in the bag, since then, I have not outdriven those guys, so take that for what you will. The other thing about this club too was it felt like I'd had this driver in my bag forever. There was literally no adjustment period, no getting used to it. It just felt right for me. It felt like a good club. and shaping shots. While I'm not the best at it, I was able to shape my shots with this club as well. So all in all, I was incredibly impressed with this club. It was easy to hit, I could shape my shots, and man, did this thing fly. Finally, let's talk about price. Now, this is the only reason why the Zexio 11 driver is not currently in my bag, because this club is $650. Now, if my wife found out that I spent $650 on a single golf club, I would be sleeping in the garage for the rest of my life. However, if you are in a marriage that can survive a single golf club purchase of $650, then I suggest you give it a shot, because in that case, so long as you're not getting divorced, I think it's well worth the money. So to recap, this is a simple, clean looking club with a more high, tinny, pingy kind of sound, but not offensive in any way, shape, or form. It's chock full of technology to assist you if you have a slower swing speed and are struggling with distance. It performs flat out, easy to hit, flies far, shapeable, workable. But lastly, unfortunately, it is a pricey club. That being said, again, my final recommendation is if you have the money and you can afford a $650 driver, it's worth it. This club impressed me more so than the irons. I was impressed with the Zexio 11 driver. So that is the Zexio 11 driver. Tell me what you think, comment down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the review. If so, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. And otherwise, as always, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are safe out there, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.